We've all been there, standing in the middle of a cluttered room, feeling overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of stuff that has accumulated over months or years. The thought of tackling it all at once feels exhausting before we even begin, and so we put it off for another day, which becomes another week, which stretches into another month. This cycle of procrastination and overwhelm is precisely why the strategy of decluttering a little each day deserves serious consideration. Rather than viewing organization as a monumental task requiring heroic effort and an entire weekend, imagine if you could transform your space gradually, almost effortlessly, through small daily actions that compound into remarkable results. The beauty of the incremental approach lies in its psychological accessibility. When you commit to decluttering for just 10 or 15 minutes each day, the task doesn't loom over you like an insurmountable mountain. Instead, it becomes a manageable hill that you can easily climb. This mental shift is crucial because our brains are wired to resist activities that seem difficult or time-consuming. By breaking down the process into bite-sized chunks, you bypass the resistance that typically prevents people from starting in the first place. You're not asking yourself to sacrifice an entire Saturday or to summon extraordinary willpower. You're simply committing to a brief daily practice that fits seamlessly into your existing routine, perhaps during your morning coffee or while waiting for dinner to cook. Moreover, this gradual approach allows you to make more thoughtful decisions about what stays and what goes. When you're in the midst of a marathon decluttering session, decision fatigue sets in quickly. After making dozens of choices about whether to keep, donate, or discard items, your judgment becomes clouded, and you're more likely to either keep everything out of exhaustion or toss things you'll later regret losing. However, when you're only dealing with one drawer, one shelf, or one category of items per day, you can give each decision the attention it deserves. You have the mental energy to consider whether that sweater truly sparks joy, whether those kitchen gadgets actually serve a purpose, or whether those books will ever be reread. The daily decluttering strategy also creates sustainable momentum that builds upon itself. Each small victory reinforces your motivation and makes the next session easier to approach. When you clear out that junk drawer on Monday, you feel accomplished. When you organize your bathroom cabinet on Tuesday, you notice how much better the space feels. By Wednesday, you're actually looking forward to your decluttering time because you've witnessed the tangible improvements in your environment. This positive feedback loop is far more powerful than the boom and bust cycle of intensive cleaning marathons followed by gradual recluttering. The daily habit helps prevent backsliding because you're continuously maintaining your spaces rather than letting chaos accumulate until another massive intervention becomes necessary. There's also something profoundly therapeutic about the ritualistic nature of daily decluttering. In our chaotic, fast-paced world, having a consistent practice that brings order to our physical environment can be meditative and grounding. Those 15 minutes become a form of self-care, a time when you're actively improving your living conditions and, by extension, your mental state. Research has consistently shown that cluttered environments increase stress levels and decrease productivity. By contrast, organized spaces promote calmness and clarity. When you declutter daily, you're not just tidying up, you're investing in your emotional well-being and creating a sanctuary that supports rather than drains you. The flexibility of this approach makes it sustainable for virtually anyone, regardless of their schedule or energy levels. Whether you're a busy parent, a full-time professional, a student, or a retiree, everyone can find 10 to 15 minutes in their day. Some days you might tackle a visible area like the kitchen counter, while other days you might focus on hidden spaces like a closet shelf. The strategy adapts to your life rather than demanding that your life revolve around cleaning. On particularly busy or exhausting days, even 5 minutes counts. The key is consistency over intensity, showing up daily rather than perfectly. Another compelling advantage is that this method allows you to develop better organizational systems gradually. When you're rushing through a whole house declutter, you don't have time to think deeply about how spaces should function or what storage solutions would work best. Daily decluttering gives you the opportunity to live with your decisions, test different arrangements, and refine your systems over time. You might organize your pantry one way on Monday, realize by Thursday that it's not quite working, and adjust it accordingly. This iterative process leads to solutions that truly serve your lifestyle, rather than generic organizational advice that looks good in magazines but doesn't match how you actually live. The compound effect of daily decluttering is genuinely remarkable. 15 minutes per day equals 7 hours per month, which is nearly a full workday of organizing. Over a year, that's 90 hours of dedicated decluttering time, all achieved without ever feeling like you sacrificed a weekend or disrupted your normal routine. The transformation happens so gradually that you might not notice day to day changes, but when you look back after a month or 3 months, the difference is stunning. Your home becomes progressively more peaceful, functional, and beautiful, almost as if by magic, though the real magic is simply the power of consistent small actions.